Okay, first and foremost, let's do some basic broadcastings. Okay, first, the mic, okay?
Okay.
So so generally you try to speak in the mic like this.
Must be closer.
So you don't speak like that.
Oh my God.
Don't speak like that. Try to
So close.
So where my hand? Where to put my hand?
welcome to another episode of podcast. I don't care. I'm going to start the video now. These two human beings don't know how to. Are you ready? Okay, so first and foremost, ignore the cameras. Okay, you all don't have to look at the camera. I never thought this through when I invite you guys to come on board to this. But okay, welcome to another episode of podcast. Yvette is not here. In fact, it's replaced by two burdens.
Yeah.
Here, burden 1 and burden 2. Burden 1 is Cheong, and burden 2 is Chuan. Say hi, guys.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, fuck. This is gonna be a long night.
You need to cut this out, right?
Yes, never mind. I will leave it in. But anyway, we are here to talk a bit about our school, I guess, our journey. We met each other in NUS. Can you all be a bit more comfortable? See you like taking photo like that. I cannot. We went to NUS together, and we all of us studied chemical engineering. And we've been out, we graduated, we've been working for a few years, so I thought it'd be interesting to talk a bit about our, I guess, decision making going into NUS, studying chemical engineering.
It was a good journey.
This is not a job interview. You need to chill.
I'm very chill.
You're like, let me share with you what are my aspirations for the next 5 years. So yeah, so we all met each other in NUS Chemical Engineering in 2009. 2009, yeah. Then so we knew each other from the camp,
Orientation
right?
camp, yeah, that's the start.
When was that? That was before school starts, right?
That was June, July period.
June, yeah. So me and Cheong, we were in the same OG orientation group. Then Chuan was in our SP. SP stands for what?
Sister group lah.
Secret
I thought secret partner.
Not
Secret pal.
Secret pal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's they try to
Match
pair
me
you
lah,
out.
yeah.
Then my secret partner just gave birth. Like literally just gave birth.
Do you have to say that?
Yeah.
So today is the baby's birthday.
Shout out to Singru. Yeah, good job in giving birth.
That was random, but
The
okay.
random segue. But so yeah, we know each other from that camp, and then we went camp bench for 4 years. We basically hang out, as in we became like
A group merge lah, yeah,
clique
group
lah.
merge,
Our
yeah.
both group merge. Then along the way got attrition. Sort of. You know, with all big friend groups, there's always like some attrition lah, right? Yeah, so yeah, then now we still hang out with how many of us that we still hang out? 4, 5, 6 of us?
Five or six lah, including the partners lah.
6, yeah. Then the rest is like
Forgotten.
yeah, Facebook friends, I guess. Every now and then you kind of see each other on Instagram or on Facebook. So maybe I'll just jump right into it.
Oh my god.
Why you all choose Chem Eng? Okay lah, maybe I share mine lah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
maybe
easy.
I'll share yours
easy
lah.
better, yeah.
I
not very stressed, yeah.
Help you all warm up first. Okay, so Chem Eng, so back then Chem Eng is a straight A's course, right? Essentially.
It's hot
Almost
lah.
straight
Yeah,
A's.
it's a
Yeah,
hot course.
basically it's quite competitive to get in. I did really well for my A levels, surprisingly, and I didn't really know what to do. So at that time there were a lot of options, but I didn't take S paper. Did you all take S paper?
I took,
You took S paper.
yeah.
But is it useful? It's a scholarship lah. It helps with your scholarship
It
application.
helps with applying all this yellow scholarship stuff lah.
Yeah. So at the time, I think like I can't say I studied very hard for JC. So at that time I was like, why bother about S paper when I should just focus on getting good grades lah. If your grades main what do you call it, subjects cui, then you got S paper also no use, right?
Normally they trade together lah.
Maybe you asked to drop the S paper, right?
Yeah. So
They make you drop, yeah.
So I just focused on the core subjects and I did well. a lot of options will open up, right? I think with 3A, 1Bs, you can go
Almost everything.
almost and okay,
Even medical, I think
medicine,
can. Medical
you think
you can try.
without S paper can.
They don't care about S paper.
Oh,
It's more of
but
the interview,
right?
Interview, yeah.
Dentistry, possibly also.
I think also
we could
can.
probably go in. Those are the good one lah. Law, maybe. I GPA too, so I think maybe.
That one,
can.
yeah, no, I mean, depends on interest.
Yeah.
No.
So all this is like, I'm not very sure whether those are the things I want to do. So I look around. I didn't want to do engineering. Come like nerd. Engineering is like nerd. Then I was like thinking business. Then everybody is like, you don't need to study business to do business. Then I was like, okay, because you also don't really know what business do, right? I mean, if you're in poly, you've gone through like business administration, you at least know what is it about. But as for a JC student, it's like, ask you to study business, you also like, what does business mean? Unless you talk about accounting lah. Then you know accounting, you actually have a path that's laid out for you. But as a studying
very
business,
vague lah, right? It's
yeah,
a
you
very
don't know
vague
what you're
model,
gonna be going into at that time. Then what else do we have? Science is like
life science,
is
yeah.
science ask you to go and be research. You do research, be teacher, right?
Physics.
I mean
it's a general degree,
yeah.
right?
So the
Yeah.
top process is always like, what am I gonna do next? And I think in our education system, I've never really think about what I really want to do in the future. You always just taught that just study hard, get good grades, and you'll get a good job. But it is never the thought process of what is this job is never really, the conversation never really happened lah. It's always like, oh, go and be doctor, right?
Yeah, lah.
Go and be doctor, go and be lawyer, can earn a lot of money. That's the general sentiment lah. Then all the other jobs is like engineer is like, okay, you cannot make it for the others, then go and be engineer lah, that kind. Right? Then engineer is like stable, so called.
And you choose the highest paying one, right?
Yeah. So after that, I didn't really know what I want to do. And then a friend told me, actually, why don't you try chemical engineering? Since chemical engineering is a kind of like a hard to enter course. You need good grades to enter. And at the time, I was like, oh, actually, I took triple science in JC. So chemistry is one of my stronger subjects. And I think chemistry is more fun lah. So I was like, oh, chemical engineering. Don't know what it entails at the end. But people are like, chemical engineering, oil and gas. Got money one. Yeah, just go. Sure can. Your future is like secured one, basically. So I applied law, and then actually chem engine they don't do interviews one, right? It's, your results good, you just in.
Just straight in, yeah.
Yeah.
No interviews, yeah.
Yeah. So got in. Yeah, lor. Then that's how I chose my chem eng. What about you, Shiu Cheong?
I think quite similar. I remember I was in BMT that time.
Oh,
BMT,
oh,
then
yeah.
the results came out.
Correct.
Then I think after that we went for you can go to NUS for those like there's an
Open house.
open house. I went to open house. Then we look around, but it was kind of the same thought process lah. Like I also had the similar grades. Then I know that I cannot be a doctor. There's no don't have the interest, don't have the passion, so no point. Same for dentistry also lah. Then law, those out within got no feel for it lah.
Yeah.
And for me it's always science based ma. So it's either I go like science all the way or
Math.
or engineering lah.
Yeah, okay.
But I cannot imagine myself being like researcher in the future.
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
So I know it's must be one of the engineering fields. Then
yeah. So, continue. Yeah.
then it's either electrical, chemical, or bio.
Bioengineering.
Bioengineering. Then when I went for the job, no, not job fair, the
The
open house. Then I see the electrical one.
You see
I cannot imagine. I just
Got away, right?
Yeah,
You
just
see
got
all
away.
the-
Then like you like chemistry like quite fun. Like wow, you can basically creating something lah. Then that's what I thought lah in my mind.
Yeah.
And then wow,
create something.
oil
Don't
and
know.
gas is like wow. That time was hot ma.
Yeah.
That time was like
Yeah.
really peak. So
That's
they were
where,
attracting a lot of
all the
people.
money is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then okay lah, just go for it lah. Then apply.
Mm.
So that one is more, not really. I wouldn't say passion lah, not interest also. It's more of in the future where my job is gonna be, whether will it make me money or not. And that was the main driver lah.
Sorry, I'm changing aircon.
Too cold,
Yeah, a bit.
because we're feeling a bit cold.
Very cold.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Then actually when you mention like the subjects what it entails, I think the top percent also like lawyer. I remember it's like surely need to do a lot of reading, and I hate reading, so I don't do. Medicine actually I also realized because I was a medic, right? I think was I a medic already? Yeah, I think I was already a medic before deciding submitting application. So as a medic, I see some of the doctors. I look at them. I was like, do I want to be someone like them? And like it feels like I feel like the doctors feels very stuck up. Like we are better than you vibes. So I was like, I don't feel like I can be someone like that. I feel like it's not my personality. I cannot see myself being a doctor, trying to be looking like I'm prim and proper, but actually I'm like full of shit, right?
I feel like it's too serious because then life and
In
death.
some
like,
ways.
it's not like you mark hard, right?
Yeah.
And then you will succeed.
In fact, actually,
So that's the
it's
scary
only
one.
later that I realized, actually, doctor life also quite shag one. Like
It's
the first few years, like they always talk about a lot of money and so on. Yeah, later on. But it's like in between, it's like you do all your, like they have attachment to do
The resident, right?
yeah, residency, all the shit is like.
I think you need to have a lot of passion if you want to be a doctor.
Yes, you need to.
But I don't think.
Do
a
you
lot
even
of
try? Do you even
people-
try?
No, I didn't.
No, right?
Yeah.
Do you try, Cheong?
No, in JC there was this.
Oh, you
they,
have?
they had this medicine module for us, just to
What?
try.
Was
Yeah,
there?
just to try only.
School have
Have.
NJ,
Then it's more just to study the
NJ.
knowledge only. NJ, yeah. Wow, it's too much. Really.
didn't know.
It's just too much information that I know that I cannot remember everything, and then I cannot imagine using it to like treat somebody. So at the point, I know it's not just about how much you memorize and how much you study.
You know, NJ has this kind of thing.
It was a niche thing. lah.
Does a lot of NJ people. Okay, NJ stands for National JC, Junior College. Does NJ have a lot of doctors?
I don't think so. lah. Maybe that's why.
You're Hwa Chong, right?
Yeah, Hwa Chong.
Hwa Chong
I
a
think
lot,
Hwa
right?
Chong should have more. lah.
Hwa
I
Chong
mean, I have a
and
few
RJ
friends.
probably.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't hear about this kind of medicine related
Got lah,
courses
got
in
lah.
JC.
It's more like a extra one. It's not doesn't count to your grades.
Is it like just like a one lesson, or is it like a couple of
No, you sign up for it. One. It's like a
So it's like a
something
few
like a
weeks.
module like that.
Oh.
Yeah, then you get graded for it. Then you get something out of it. I can't remember what. I mean, let's say if you want to go medicine in the future, then you can use this
It's
to
a
help
crash course lah, to
help
understand and
you
learn.
apply for it in the future. Lah.
Oh,
Yeah.
at least you can say that I have so much interest that I've actually
Correct.
gone
I
through
went for
this.
one class that I pulled already. I know it's
shit.
yeah. No, it's time consuming also lah.
True,
Yeah, it's not like
true.
A levels also.
True. Then Chuan Wei, for
For
yourself.
what? The chemical engineering?
Yeah. How do you end up in Chem Eng?
I think pretty much similar to what these two guys have said, right? I think actually out of the three sciences, I think chemistry was something that I was most interested in. Then I was deciding, whether chemistry as a general science degree or maybe something else. In fact, I actually applied for accountancy as well, NTU, 3 years.
Wow.
On
That's the
hindsight.
3 years with honors,
Yeah,
right?
that's the 3 years. So
Very
actually,
attractive.
in the first year, right, when we got our results, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in our first year of NS, we got our results. I was
Yeah.
actually choosing between NTU accountancy 3 years or
we
4
nearly
years
lost you.
chemical engineering. I mean, on hindsight, maybe it was better to have gone with the engineering degree lah. Because to be honest, accountancy, having known that how those first few years, accountancy graduates,
Yeah.
right, how they slog through the first few years, I think is quite difficult. So on hindsight, I think that it was a better choice lah. But of course, I think as a 18-year-old, we also didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, right? When we were applying for this chemical engineering course. I mean, I just basically was told that engineering degree is supposed to be more versatile. It can help you
Yeah,
open out
yeah,
more
yeah.
Do something else. Lah.
routes, whatever. So
Yeah.
I just blindly, not say blindly, but I just took the leap
Like
of
you
faith.
don't
lor.
have to make the decision yet lah. in
Yeah,
that sense.
I'm quite sure I didn't know what I wanted to do lah
Yeah.
at that point of time. So then there I went lah, and then here I am.
I'm quite curious to know whether there are any chemical engineers that really knew what they're getting into. Cause to be honest, okay lah, this one links to our general experience already. Like to be honest, I don't think I know what a chemical engineer really does until maybe when we are doing our design project at year 4. And really you get to see the full big picture using the program, the HISIS. But before that, you are studying modules by they're all compartmentalized, right?
You're learning
so
bits and
so you're
pieces
learning
of the whole
one
thing.
this, then it's like you learn already. Then next semester maybe might apply some concepts. Yeah, then you're like panic a bit, right? Because like shit, I forgot everything. Then you have to revise a bit and then learn a bit, and then everything is very compartmentalized. Then other engineerings, they are quite straightforward in the sense that you can see something tangible that they build or do.
Like mechanical lah.
Yeah, mechanical, electrical, like something that they can experiment with. But chem engine, your experiments, you can't experiment, you can't create a new plant. Okay, so maybe now, what would be a good way is, can you define what is chemical engineering?
Wow.
At least for someone, okay, so
Who is?
background, I'm doing nothing related to chem engine. actually it's nothing lah, but the industry is
related,
kind of related now in a new company that I'm in right now. You are a proper process engineer.
The real deal.
The real deal. The nerd, and you are in...
I'm more on the commercial side, but also still in the oil and gas industry lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cheong is definitely the most.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now, okay, so let's say I'm a 18-year-old. Hey, I was 18 岁. Okay, I can ask you, Koko, chemical engineering 是什么? What is chemical engineering? How will you describe to a 18-year-old kid who got the results and want to find out more about what a chemical engineer does?
It's a very tough question, but
Define.
in a nutshell, I'll just be explaining by...
Try to keep it as simple as possible. Yeah.
using your...
2 lines.
It's just too many terms involved, right? But
3 lines.
I'll say just using your knowledge of like science, maths, and thermodynamics, right? To see how to design the refinery and, you know, process your crude oil.
This is terrible.
It's terrible, but that's what I'll tell the new hire.
You try.
What's the definition of chemical?
Yeah, what does a chemical engineer do? If let's say ask you to, is an 18-year-old come up to you?
Basically designing processes to turn crude oil into products, or that's all. Essentially lah.
But it's not just oil and gas, right? I mean, chem engineer, like broadly, in a bigger sense. I mean,
I'll say it's processes.
Processes.
Because your chemical engineering could also be like food chemistry and stuff. So it's still some kind of process, be it batch processing or continuous processing. It's still using your fundamental knowledge of
Actually, our degree
balance,
is
etc.
degree is chemical and biomolecular engineering, right?
yeah.
So it's not
technically.
fully chemical.
But our honors is in chemical engineering, no man. Our major is in chemical engineering. Our major is chemical and biomolecular. No one. That's the faculty, right?
No.
So I have biomolecular in my name.
Food science is
Yes,
your
you have,
biomolecular.
you have.
Yeah.
Wow, so I'm also a biomolecular engineer.
Your degree is chemical and biomolecular. Oh my god, this is 9 years ago. You mean you didn't know what you graduated with?
I just tell people I'm chemical engineer, right? Which is not wrong lah.
It's not wrong lah. It's not wrong. Let's say if you try to hire yourself, find a job like in
I don't know what's my
food
degree.
science one is still
That's why you're not in this industry, right?
Yeah, not zero interest. But yeah, for me, I think how usually I'll describe is like you usually have raw products at one end and you have a final product that you want to get to. Correct? Like something that is worth selling or you want to create or use it for another product or whatever. So you have from A to B, and the process on getting from A to B is a set of chemical processes. May not be chemical, but any physical or chemical processes that will help to make that conversion lah. And as a chemical engineer, based on how I've seen it after doing that design project, is look at what's the best way to get there lah, in terms of optimizing lah. Whether is it like what kind of processes you want to install inside so that things can run well. And then usually we optimize via cost, right? Usually. Yeah, so use money as a basis to figure out what's the best way in that sense lah. I mean, there's for sure there are other considerations that you put in along the way. Yeah, but usually use cost and then you see how you can do it in a way that's profitable lah. So maybe like the products you buy like $2 per kg, then you can sell at $10 per kg. Then in between you have this profit margin that you can play with and you try to keep costs low so that you can earn more from there. Yeah, but so it's very abstract in the sense that like I don't think majority of people would think about this, that you need someone to design processes for this. Yeah, so I wish someone would have taught me this to help me frame, also understand why we are learning these individual modules. Or maybe they have done it, but they did it in a way that is not
I think they
understandable.
probably did it in the first module.
Probably,
the overview
probably
one.
for first
But
module.
You wouldn't connect the dots.
Yeah,
together.
they just show like, oh, this is the process. Then you're like, oh, okay. Then you just kind of like 1 year in, 1 year out.
Because in the first year, they already told you what the design project is already.
Oh yeah, they
so
did. They tell you curriculum. They tell you the curriculum lah. Yeah.
Like I remember
I don't remember.
exactly the first module, the professor who Mark says.
Mark says.
Yeah, he already tells us like, okay,
What does Mark
says
say?
who?
Says what?
Says
says,
who?
yeah. he told us like, okay, last
Context,
year.
context.
This joke is so long
Yeah.
ago.
So you need to be designing this process lah. Then you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, lor.
Yeah. Continue. I think I'm
No,
suddenly you shout.
Yeah. So as in he told us lah. Then we're supposed to be doing this by end of the year before you graduate. But all of us like, okay. So what? This is
It like just doesn't connect the dot.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. Still remember specifically for that module. I remember the first few tutorials I go in, right? I think within 10 minutes I walked out.
Yeah, that's what
'Cause
happens.
I was
Correct.
like,
Is
I
that cause the
really catch no more.
CN1111?
It's the
No, it's not.
equilibrium one.
The
yes.
reactor one, is it?
No, it's
Yes,
only about
something,
It's
something.
given all the CM1111.
Yeah lah, CN1111.
Yeah.
Not the reactor kinetics one.
No.
Reaction kinetics.
CM111. It's Mark says. So
That's the killer module.
yeah, it's about the. Is it equilibrium? The
That one's
system
really an
equilibrium.
overview of everything.
Yeah,
No,
then
you
it's like
can
all
buy,
the gas, just like all the equations like. You say, oh yeah, then you apply this equation. Like, where does this equation come from? You just like anyhow throw it in. At the time now, based on what I was saying when I don't fully understand. Yeah. But I did struggle a lot in NUS, at least the first year. My results was like very mediocre. Because I guess from someone coming from a very neighborhood JC and someone who haven't really studied very hard in JJ, yeah, it was like a culture shock. When I see everyone like you,
Hey, what?
I still remember very specifically the MLE.
Oh my god.
You swallow the you finish every single
I
question
did
in
every
the
single
text.
question in textbook, yeah.
This guy
This is a real mugger.
Yeah,
Real
fucking
mugger.
mugger.
A plus then, wow.
B plus.
A plus.
A
Oh, A plus,
plus.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
Why damn proud, yeah, A plus.
Wow, that one when I hear like I thought that I studied very hard based on compared to how I studied for A level. But then I realized that okay, I'm not studying hard enough. When I look at people around us. Some of us also a lot smarter. Like they grasp the concepts faster also, like Jane.
Yeah.
Amos.
Yeah. Amos.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
separate shout out to them.
So it's like some of these people you see that they smarter lah, they can catch some of the concept very quickly. Like when some of these tutorials I always struggle and like even with the answer sheet beside me, I take quite long to process and understand. Yeah. So I remember tutorial was really very painful to do. It's like sometimes tutorial is like 2-3 questions only, right? Usually
Like a very long question.
yeah, very long question.
Long-
but then
long
it's like I can spend half the day doing it. Yeah, trying to understand what's going on. Yeah. Then I realized that I need to allocate more time to do tutorials. Yeah. And after year 2 was when I start to climb back lah, because I started to I guess also get more familiar with how much work I need to put in. And I started to work really hard so.
I think year 1 the pace was very fast because most of us just finished army ma.
Yeah.
So when we go in like your brain still a bit rusty.
Oh.
Then it's just wow.
The math modules.
Oh,
I
the
died.
math one was
I died.
very
I died
challenging.
in both of them. I think 1 B minus 1 C plus.
because the midterm carry a lot of weight. Then they only give you half an hour for the question. So it's very I remember it's very
I
stressful.
remember it was damn stressful with the math. Thankfully, Chem actually not that math heavy later on. Like the tutorials,
Yeah
all
lah.
these will be a bit math heavy. But final exam usually they test concept more.
To be honest, those math stuff in the end
Or
you
computer.
don't really use it. Yeah,
Computer do it for
don't
you,
use it
right?
at all.
But you need to know like what I guess what's going on so that you know what parameters to adjust along the way. Sort of.
Also not really lah. I feel like the calculus is just too much. Too much for the module lah. But I think it's basic maths that you need to know lah.
It's not that basic, right?
I mean like your I don't
Laplace
know.
transform.
Laplace. I mean, why do you need those?
Exactly.
Integration.
Yeah, you don't
Why
need
do you
it.
need to study about
I
those
feel like they just
stuff?
lump it together.
They want you to know what you're doing, but when you're starting working, you don't even care about it, right?
I think
'Cause-
certain fields require it. Let's say you're doing research or what, then you need to be more pro lah in your math
Okay,
skills.
yeah.
yeah.
when you need to write papers
those
or
you
like
need lah.
you have to what do you call it, create models and stuff.
Yeah,
like
create
that.
models, you need those
Yeah.
those
By
advanced
models, we
calculus
meant
stuff.
not like like build plan models. Model is like basically equation, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, so I don't think people also understand like when we look at a process, usually you end up looking at one equation, one heavily
Simplified.
populated by Greek letters kind of equation, right? Because they were like this term is for that term is for that. Then a lot of time actually Chem Engine is about knowing when to use which equations and knowing when to simplify these equations, because there are some equations based on certain parameters or assumptions you can simplify it to a very simple version.
Depending on the condition.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that was so I think that's how I start. That's how I understand Chem Eng in my head when I was studying it, when I'm learning it, and when I'm applying it. Yeah, and that helps me in understanding and following the lessons a lot better over time. Yeah, because otherwise it can be quite what do you call that? Overwhelming, I feel. Like the amount of things that you have to keep up. And I know that like I always compare myself with like some of my friends who go through uni. It's like it's really day and light on a day and light. Day and night.
Day and night.
Day and night.
Yeah, it's like
You mean study through the night?
it's just tutorial studying, weekends you're just doing tutorials, marking. Then the next thing you know you're studying for midterms already, you're doing past year papers.
Past year papers.
Fuck right. Remember?
Particle tech.
Particle tech. Yeah, doing all the fucking past year papers. Yeah, and then by the time exam finishes, it's like, finally got a break for like 2-3 months.
Then you start again.
Then start again. The whole
Then,
nightmare
then
starts
go
again.
back to the grind again. Yeah. Like we were just talking about dinner, talk about like the nightmares, right?
Yeah.
That you still have. It's like legit PTSD. Like we were, like you also, right? We were like, every now and then, even now, I don't think it happens very frequently. Maybe once, maybe a few times a year, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, maybe, that I will like have nightmares about going to an exam unprepared. Yeah, that's like one of the worst feeling. It's like you feel like your future is ruined. Although actually it doesn't matter, but
You still get those nightmares now?
yeah.
Yeah, I also
On
get
off, on
9
off.
years after you graduated.
It's very specific
Wow.
exams one.
I
Those
think
are
your
It's
ten
just the sense of
MCQ in
being
30 minutes.
unprepared.
Wow.
It's just a sense of being unprepared. It's just like, because at that time, I mean, when I was in uni, like I was, okay, so my cap at the start was like 3.6, and I was aiming for, at the time I know, first class honor gone already lah. Your first year 3.2, 3.6 is like already. So I was like, okay, I want to aim for at least second upper. Yeah, and yeah, it feels like the stakes were very high, and I had to.
From the beginning, yes.
Yeah, and the thing is the climb out is very tough also, because you can't just be happy with a B plus. You need to get at least an A minus for everything.
That's like 4, right?
Yeah,
Is it 4?
because you want to get 4. If you are 3.6, you always get 4. You will never reach
Yeah.
above 4,
maybe
right?
4.5 lah.
Yeah,
Or
so
5.
you have to try to aim for A minus and A's, which I got hit lah, here and there lah. Yeah, and thankfully a lot of the electives pull me up lah. So electives are the lifesaver. Yeah.
The non-chem eng modules,
Yeah.
right? Which
My favorite module is the science of music. That one least amount of effort. I think I didn't attend more than half the lecture. I think I got A plus.
Wow.
Then you need to compose the music. That's like, okay, I'll play with MIDI and then I'll compose. Then I let my friend, the first version, I let my friend hear. My friend say, how come your music sounds so satanic, man? But I think everything is in minor key. Then I was like, oh, okay. Then I go and figure out some other chords. And then I'll play. And then the exam questions are like very simple physics questions. Like they kind of convert between frequency and wavelength, that kind.
physics.
1 over F.
Yeah.
So it's like very simple. You do the past year paper, they are basically the same questions but different numbers. Yeah. So I was like ace that shit. And that was the last module I took in.
Yeah, those
in
gems
uni.
modules all very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So but all our chem eng modules like died. Like the chemical kinetics. What are the modules that we have? Particle technology. All this sounds damn alien.
Separation
Vector kinetics,
processes.
oh, that's the worst one.
Separation
I remember
processes.
one story. Fluid dynamics.
Oh yeah.
You remember
that
there's a
one's very
midterm?
bad. Yeah.
The play 4D one.
Yes. Throw a dice.
The
It's
MCQ.
still like that now, That's
Is
the
it?
thing. I still like that now.
Yeah. So for context,
So I'm-
the mid-year for fluid dynamics, it was I think actually quite little questions. 5 questions for 1 hour test.
Really?
4
I
or
think it's
5.
more than
It's-
that, more
no,
than
I think it's very little only. Cause it's really like play 4D. It's like you put 5 numbers in only.
It's a midterm, is it?
Yeah, it's
So
midterm.
midterm,
So it's an
30%, I remember.
MCQ. And the Galway thing is all the answers that are very different. So you cannot work backwards one. And then there's always one that is none of the above. Which is damn thick. Which is like,
And the
yeah.
numbers are all very close, so you can't even tikam.
Yeah, it's like you rounding off error
Yeah,
also,
you-
right? So yeah, so that's the midterm. I remember going through all the questions. All my answers nowhere near the options one. So like 1 minute before they put down the pen, I just tikam for alphabets.
I basically wrote the numbers on the eraser. Then every question I just threw the eraser. Then I just
How
guessed.
many you got
Really,
for that?
man.
Oh really? I got 3 out of 4 correct.
You got
Yeah, 3 out of 4.
You got how many correct? Do you
I
remember?
don't even remember
I remember-
this
I remember
test.
You know how much I
Question.
got? 0.
Yeah, that's 30%, you know.
I legit got
30%
0
away,
for a test. I think 10% lah.
No, 30%. It was very high rotation. That's why everybody very
Rich,
target
right?
this. Yes.
And I remember like one of one of our friends, he got like 80%.
Yeah, lor.
Correct. Yeah, that's damn angry.
You know what's the ironic part?
Yeah.
That module is actually the most important in terms of real work lah. When
Oh,
you
really?
actually practice chemical engineering, that is the most important one.
Fluid dynamics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
fluid dynamics is the most important.
Fuck
All the
man.
pumps, everything.
Yeah,
Pumps.
that was
Pump head. Wow.
oh pump head. Oh
Yeah, lor,
shit.
this is the most important. We do that every day. So it's like,
Yeah.
how come we're underprepared?
That was
How come we're the
yeah,
tikam?
that was a very painful experience in NUS. What else?
Feel very helpless.
Yeah. Actually, I want to bring in something now that we're talking about so-called friends, right? Forming teams, project teams. Okay, so our friend group context is how many of us? Actually, quite big lah. Like generally hang out and do projects together. Like
Do you consider lab one? Lab not
Lab.
counted lah.
Lab you can't choose, right?
lab
right?
also
No,
can't
they
really
go
choose
by
lah. No lab.
Surname.
Yeah.
No things
So
like,
we get
like
the
later
same few
on,
people, right?
yeah, later on like design project, you know, the kind like you get to choose your own team, or like doing modules together. Is there any other modules that we need to do team on?
We did-
critical
Ah.
thinking. Is it English critical thinking?
No, that one you OT see when you want to do the module.
I thought we did some Pokemon project together.
That's
Was
like
it with
MS
you?
transfer.
Oh, was it with
God, I remember.
Yeah. The Shiu
us?
Don one.
Is it the three of us together
yeah,
or what?
I do all the design work. I remember.
Eh?
I
Oh.
made everything in PowerPoint. I remember.
I can't remember that.
There's some Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, it's a Pokemon.
Shaman?
So that one was we
Why?
basically we set a parameter that
Heat and mass transfer, is it?
yeah, this guy is gonna fight like Charizard or some shit.
yeah, correct.
So he has this Pokemon that he can choose to evolve or not. If he don't evolve, the Pokemon attack is lesser. But then
Was that in the same group?
I can't remember.
his the shield, the face is the material is stronger, like
remember,
stronger
yeah, same
against
group.
heat.
yeah.
So it takes less damage.
Yeah.
Whereas the evolve form deals more damage. Yeah, but it's more susceptible to the because of the material it is. It's more
The heat
susceptible to
flux.
fire. Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
all
so.
related to the heat and mass
so
transfer
we
module,
set some
right?
parameters
Yeah.
and then we calculate. And actually the answer is that he don't evolve better. Right.
I remember.
You remember
Yes,
that?
I remember. Once
How
you
come we
mentioned the
got
face,
so free play? It's quite interesting.
you just
Actually.
form groups of three and you
Then
do
just
it.
let you decide
Yeah.
any topic that you want to do in terms of heat and mass transfer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite okay lah. That was quite fun lah. Yeah. but
Jane was part of the group, right? I
I
remember.
think so.
Somehow.
I think might be.
Yeah.
4 packs Is it
I
four of
can't-
us?
I
Four
can't
packs.
remember.
Maybe it's 4 of
I
us.
remember the Pokemon one. I need to go
Yeah.
back and see the search folder.
I think
Inside,
yeah, search on PDF. Yeah. So like for example, design project. Do you do with them?
No, I was.
So your group has the most of the supposedly smarter
The
people
the
in our group.
smartest people.
Amos lah.
Yeah, Amos.
he
Got
carry-
Amos. Then Amos is the one who
He just carried.
he is the
everyone.
lord, right? Then he decide, I want you,
Yeah.
you. So he pick and
He
choose.
just carried the whole team basically. We just go.
Then who else? Your group is with who?
I was with Jane, I remember.
Oh, you with Jane. Oh, then
And
with
Shiming,
Terrence.
yeah,
Jonathan.
Terrence,
Is it Jonathan? Is it those?
No, I can't remember. I know it's Shiming, Jane, and a few others.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember those names actually.
I was with the Indian group. I think I was the only. Am I the only Chinese? Me and Jomin is not Chinese. He's a Filipino. Is he? His surname is Aligui or something. He's not Chinese lah.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only Chinese guy there. But there's a very smart guy like
Ashwin,
Ashwin,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So he also carried the. So there's the part where you design your own plan. Then there's one is
There's
the
an
merge
individual
everything.
component
Then,
and,
and then
yeah,
group,
final
right? The
one,
group
yes.
component I never do anything. I did the report part. Like you need to format and then plan design.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That one I enjoyed doing it. It was quite fun. Yeah.
Because there's some.
Cause it's just
yeah.
designing work. That's like, oh, I just draw boxes, then make sure they comply to all the safety
Yeah, correct,
requirements.
correct. She requirement.
Yeah. Then so yeah. Actually, I don't remember how it pans out. Was I disappointed that I wasn't part of the group?
Whose group? You mean his
Like
group?
his group, yeah.
Oh.
Because you also like y'all never.
Self-pick,
it's not like a proper discussion. Okay, guys, we are
just
gonna
self-pick.
exclude you. It's more like, oh, we formed already. Right? It's like that one.
Yeah lah, yeah
It's like,
lah.
oh yeah. Actually, we full already. Yeah, form already. Yeah, Amos. Then y'all will put it on someone. Amos form. Amos decide one. Yeah, Amos form. Then I was just like, oh, okay. I don't have anyone. Yeah. So yeah. So I managed to. I think it's through Rohan that I formed the group. I think I can't remember exactly how it turned out. But how do you end up with Jane's group? Jane chose you.
I think so. I can't really remember.
Because you're
But
not
I
close
think
with the
same
other
thing-
groups, right? Other people in the
I
group.
think mostly is Jane, got Shiming and a few others. Terrence, yeah, correct.
Okay.
Then we just sort of just form one group
Actually, why
together.
Jane never
lor.
joined me?
Yeah, actually I wanted to ask you why I mean because
Maybe
that time
maybe I formed already. I don't know.
is it?
Actually,
Okay.
I really don't know. Like,
Or is it because that time you were very jaded and then you didn't care?
I think I think maybe
Wouldn't
there
it
are some
change?
benefits in not in the same group also. If you're same units.
Same
Like
units?
like if I take unit 7, then if I another group taking unit 7, we can work together, like share how we gonna approach
okay,
the plan.
okay, yeah,
But I don't remember
I
Jane
don't think
taking
we did
unit
that.
7. I remember I took one of the
What the hell is Unit 7?
the distillation one, one
oh
of
my
the
god.
Oh, the tower one?
one of the towers.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Are we doing the same one? I know there's
We
two
did the
towers.
same tower, yes.
Oh, then easy to share
Yeah.
information.
I can't even remember what I did.
I remember.
Oh, I remember that
Can't
one.
remember
I
what I did.
really. That was the only period of time where I really can say that I'm a chem engineer. Cause I really work very hard. I go through play with the stupid fucking Excel. Need to do cost optimization. Do you do a table? I think should have lah.
I left it to A+.
No, on your own plan, you need to
Oh,
optimize
man.
your own one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mine
So
is just a tower only.
yeah, but you need to decide the parameters, ma. Then use the cost. Then you have to find some costing. Then everything also need to
Oh, yeah, there's some costing too,
reference shit. Then you basically there will be this deep, right, where you
Find the
costing
lowest point lah,
yeah,
right?
you find the lowest point. That's your optimal.
Something like
Oh, I
that.
can still remember. I
Yeah.
remember I worked damn hard for that shit, man. Yeah. Wow. But at least that one I got an A minus lah, so I'm quite thankful for it. And that one, oh yeah, I also want to share that my FYP has nothing to do with.
Oh,
So at that time I already knew that I didn't really want to do chem engineering.
Just
You,
the
you
web
felt very
come out.
jaded, right?
Yeah,
About
damn
whole
jaded.
chemical engineering.
After year 3, I was damn jaded already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I when I FYP, I saw a module, what do you call that? A project offered by one of the professor on designing lectures in the age of webcasting. Yeah, that's the title of the project. Then when I chose it, everybody was like, "Oh my god!" I didn't expect anyone because everybody
Oh, you
who
could see who choose it. I forgot already.
no, like when I share that I chose it, then people will be like, "It's you! You chose it!" or something like that. Because I think there's a few rounds, right?
Oh, if you don't get it, then
You don't get it, you have to, right?
correct.
So
You
I
have
put
to
first choice that
ballot,
one, then I got it already. So they were like, "Oh my god, someone actually chose that." Yeah, and that was me, lor. Yeah.
Because yours has nothing to do with chemical engineering at all, right?
The
Almost lah.
yeah, it's just doing about lecture lor. So you think about our current curriculum now, whether it works, why it doesn't work. Actually, a lot of fluff one. I anyhow do one.
But you still got
I got B plus
B plus, not
compared
bad
to
lah.
actually
Compared
compared
to
to
the
amount of
time
work
and
that
effort
yeah
that you
I,
put in.
a very little stress in that one.
It was
I remember I
so
wrote the paper, then the prof also edit for me first. Did the prof edit for you?
No.
bad. No, I did
My prof
myself.
edit for me. I got 2 prof. So one of the prof also edit for me. I was like, wow, okay, then I edit lor, then I edit lor. Anyhow put standard deviation, don't know what I'm doing. Anyhow plot graph. Then anyhow explain all the hypotheses anyhow throw. Then no need I no need hard data one. Remember I went to different lectures to
Collect data.
ask people to do
Survey.
survey.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Then I say got Starbucks voucher or some shit. Yeah. I think the voucher was sponsored by the prof. Yeah. That's quite funny.
That's so
one.
fun.
Huh?
So fun.
Yeah, quite fun. Then you do like readings you do readings. You don't do like simple readings like how does lecture work. Then you talk about history of lecture. Actually, lecture was designed many years ago where they're trying to like, it's more economic to have like big groups of people. No. Last time lecture was smaller groups because it's not as accessible as last time. But then like this system, we never change it. And then when the size grew, the amount of teaching staff cannot keep up. That's why you have this issue where you have one lecturer and a huge class of like 200 people, 300 people. Yeah. So I remember the idea was like thinking about, actually it's a bit like COVID, right? You have to work from home and stuff like that. You're trying to figure out whether there's purpose in students attending lectures. Because technically you can do webcast, right? Last time webcasting is already a thing. So I remember we had to think about like, so if students come to class, how useful is it? Like what's the point of tutorials or so? If end up tutorial, you go there, the tutor is just gonna go through the answer which you already have, right? So there's also like sometimes you also find like, is tutorial really that useful? Yes, maybe you can ask questions, but it's like, do you need to attend to listen to 1 hour of things that already have gone? You know the answer already. just to ask a few questions. Yeah. So we were thinking like, is there better ways? Because I know the way tutorials were done in other faculties, non-engineering faculty, is very different, right? Like sometimes they go in is to have discussion. But engineering, it's a bit hard to have discussion, right? If the answer is A, the answer is A, right?
Yeah. Just the guy going through the answers.
Yeah. So I remember it's about all these things. We just going through, and I remember we had to do a presentation also, right? To a prof who's not doing yours.
There's a
What's that?
poster day.
Yeah.
FYP presentation.
Yeah.
It's the presentation.
prof
It's not
lah.
the poster day. Poster day, you just put there, hee ha ha only.
Oh, there's a separate
There's
presentation.
a presentation
to
to
the
a prof
prof, yeah.
that is not your prof.
Yes.
Then he will
remember
grade
that.
you.
Yes.
Oh my god. Is it?
Do you not remember? Yeah.
Too
I think that's
stressful
how
already.
your FYP is graded. It's through that prof.
Yeah.
Wow, jialat.
And maybe there's a component whether your prof feel like you got to work properly, follow up properly, your attitude and stuff like that.
Yep.
I remember that one I still whacked down. It's like, he feels like not complete enough. Not enough. But I'm just like, oh, I don't have time. 6 months only, what you expect? Like most other FYP is 1 year, right? I think for us.
No
is it only
lah,
Cambridge?
6 months.
6 months.
6
is
months
No,
only.
FYP a lot.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. It's
FYP
2
is-
semesters. Yes, correct.
It's usually 2 semesters.
Is ours
Because I remember
Ours is because
yeah.
we have design project.
Oh, wow.
So
but design project was also over 2
6 months.
semesters, right?
Me for other faculties.
No, for ours.
Ours is one.
One
No, it's
sem
two.
only.
It's
It's
two.
two
it's
sems,
two,
yeah.
it's two
Design
sems.
project.
Design
Yeah,
project
yeah,
is
yeah.
2 sems. 2 sems.
Same as FYP. Why I remember because
FYP is 6 months.
my FYP I did more than 6 months. Yes.
Oh, why?
Because I was doing some biomolecular project. Then you grow cells one, you know.
So they
And then-
give you extra time, is it? Or what?
No. Everyone has the.
It's full 6 months lah. It's not
No,
over a year lah.
It exceeds 1 semester lah for sure. I remember. Yeah.
But it's not over 2 semester lah.
how long
Okay,
you
maybe it's not
continue
over
lah?
2 semesters. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Majority was in the 1 sem, I remember.
Yeah. Then you spill over lah.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
It was the worst days of my life. FIP.
Right. What do you do? What's your?
Some hydrophobic polymer on paint. So every day I have to go there and prepare the paint.
Go to the
sample.
lab, right?
Go to the lab, then
Yeah,
wash
yeah,
the machine,
same, same.
dip the thing in the paint, then prepare the sample. Then
So
every
what were
day,
your what are the things you're trying to investigate? Like different kind of paint or like different what? Are
trying
the
to
things-
find what's the best additive to put into the paint to make it hydrophobic, so that the water hit it will roll away.
Okay, then what are the things that you can play with? You must create the paint, is it?
No, you create a chemical. The chemical to mix into the paint
Okay. So what are these chemicals? Is there some hydrocarbon?
is whatever the prof feels like trying.
Oh.
He has some recipe. You just keep trying different recipe. That was my job. I just keep whacking.
So it's like it's kind of a trial and error lah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So until
Actually.
the last week, I had nothing. So it was very stressful.
Called all fail.
All fail.
All
There was
hydrophilic.
nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing at all.
Is that hydrophobic? You're all hydrophilic.
But basically, FYP projects is to really help the prof to get
Yeah,
some
correct.
positive
Some-
results if you can, right? It's really just helping the prof.
But if it's all negative, it's technically still okay, right? You just
I mean,
need
you
to
just
talk
have to-
about
the
things that
process, how you have done,
yeah.
what you have
But
done.
to you don't feel okay.
Yeah
Like,
lah.
basically, after
You
6
want
months,
to
you did
achieve something
nothing,
good
yeah.
lah, true.
So my last wild try was I just mix everything I could find on the pen. I just threw it in the
You're like
UV machine. Then I just wait.
You found something.
Then okay, it kind of
Miracle.
worked. Kind of worked.
oh.
Yeah. Then suddenly people got excited already. Like then suddenly got more resources. Just try this one more.
See, that's true.
It
That's
sounds
true.
like
Ah.
it sounds
It's
like
true.
the chemical X.
Yeah.
Like
So
you're
I had-
creating Powerpuff
Correct,
Girl or
lor,
something.
yeah, lor. So the last 2 weeks was only then I got more help lah to finish the whole thing.
So
I remember my FYP days. There were long nights also. No,
You're
because
doing
ours is
experimental also?
experimental. So we need to go to the lab, right? Then we need to grow cells, cancer cells, basically. So cells, you need to subject them to like 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. So you need to time properly so that you can come back the next day to carry on the experiment.
Yeah.
So it's like an ongoing thing, you
Yeah.
know, for like at least 6
So you
months.
must, in order to do the experiment, you need to prep.
Yeah,
Make
you
sure
need to do a
prep
prep.
timing correctly.
Yes. So that 24 hours later, let's say you can come back to the lab and carry on. So you need to plan very carefully. So sometimes you can't avoid, you need to do it at night to start growing the cells, and then 6 hours later or 12 hours later you come back. So I remember we spent, at least for me, at least my group, we spent quite a number of
FYP
nights.
is a group thing.
Sorry, not group, I mean within the same prof.
Yeah.
Yeah, lor.
But they will ask you to do different projects under the same prof.
See
mah.
who succeeds.
Yeah, see who succeed. And luckily, I think mine succeeded.
Even your other people, they
I can't remember.
People
Maybe
fail
got
one,
one or
they just don't
two
get result.
succeeded lah. But mine actually I think the TA or the prof wanted me to continue after the FYP, but I said no.
Oh.
No, because I mean it's doing research work, right? Not
Yeah.
not something that I really
Yeah.
wanted to do.
I think that was the highlight, the takeaway that after I finish all this, then I realized that I really hate doing research.
Yeah.
So I know that I will not.
This is not the
pursue
path lah.
this
Same
really.
for me. Yeah,
Pure
research.
really, yeah.
No.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I never already gave up on the research chem engine path anyway. So research was not my thing. But I know we also have the other area that people do is usually also computational, right? So they
do some
create
simulation.
yeah. So the experiments are theoretical in that sense, right? So Amos does it. I think Marcus
So you have people
also, right?
going to the computer lab and they just book like 5 computers and just
Oh,
put a
yeah,
paper there
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm running simulation and
Yeah.
they just keep doing that.
Yeah, I remember people choke the computers. Yeah, that was not fun.
That's high risk because you get nothing at the end, then it's really nothing.
Then you really remind me of the
Yeah.
computing module that we need to do MATLAB.
Or the Batman one. I remember.
Bat
What
mobile.
got Batman?
No, got Batman.
That
you
mobile.
shoot the
The final
calculating
exam,
hook, then
is it?
you calculate.
No, one of the projects, I think. Is it?
Oh my god, I don't remember the Batman one.
You mean the FYP?
No, not FYP.
The weekly
at the
assignment,
start.
right? Actually,
The
the
weekly assignment got is some
Yeah,
Batman
Batman,
I didn't
Mobile.
remember weekly assignment
No,
was quite
F1. I
stressful.
remember F1.
related lah. He
Yeah,
always
yeah.
okay lah. Give him credit lah. He tried to make it interesting lah, not so dry lah.
Yeah. He's still in NUS, I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
What's his name?
Stephen Harley.
Oh.
Remember, right? He was quite
good lah.
quite nice guy
I
lah.
think
But his
I
assignments very strong
Shiong
Every
lah, but
week
try to
Every
make it
week
fun
one
for you
assignment
mah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I remember it's like one of those things is like you can spend 10 hours doing the writing and then you don't know what's going
Then
on.
you just check
right?
Amos. I can already. Get some reference.
Get that one times nerd to help us figure out everything. Yeah, but I remember that was quite stressful. Oh, I remember something specific about Amos. Remember we did there was this, we also formed a group like is it
Oh.
chemical kinetics? Then
No, not
then he
that one.
forced us to use that PDF thing, the one that
Latex.
to write the report, right?
It's some safety thing, remember?
It's not safety,
Yeah,
it's-
engineering safety or something.
No.
We did that also, right?
No,
The
it's,
NASA.
yeah, but the first time we were exposed to it was the chemical kinetics, I think. It was like weekly assignment. Then we form a group. But his condition that if you all want to form a group with me,
Oh, you need to use latex
all
to
our
typeset.
report need to
Oh.
have used latex.
Oh, stress.
So people who don't know what latex is, based on what I remember, it's basically like Microsoft Word. You're writing a report, but instead of writing it in Microsoft Word,
program it.
you code in exactly how you want it to look like. So you have to write things like, there's a break here. This will be centralized. So you're writing a code lah essentially. Or this is what's it called?
Superscript.
Yeah, superscript.
Subscript.
Yeah, subscript. And then you have to code it in.
But what's the difference?
It just looks good
nicer
lah.
Like the
Okay, so that was like the industrial standards for writing reports.
like the images, you can make it really like exactly what you have, then without
Wow.
cutting into the words.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
overkill.
I mean, it was an interesting experience.
I died because I did that for FIP. Then
Why can't you did?
no,
You-
so I finished my FIP already. Then after that, I was
too
like,
much time.
I think I should use latex to type.
You want to?
Then I thought I
Zheng
can finish it in one night. No. Wow, then I spent like almost like one day and one whole night. I never sleep, just throughout. All the way until nearly couldn't finish in time.
Oh,
Then I was like, I'm like halfway there, halfway there. So I have to finish it. I can't submit the Word document.
why you cannot submit a Word
It's
document?
really jialat.
So,
Yeah.
so you completed the Word document. You haven't start formatting yet. So
Yeah,
at
I
that
haven't
point, you're
start.
deciding to format either using Word or
I decided to write everything first, then I used latex, which was a mistake. I didn't realize it would take so much time for the latex.
Oh no!
I remember submission was 3 p.m. Then I was like, I reached there at 2:45. I was like, then whole night never sleep.
You gonna use latex no? right?
No, I mean just normal Microsoft Word.
Yeah, going
That's
back
so
to the
crazy.
forming group.
Yeah, we totally digress.
We digress until forming group. How does it work? I don't know. I think there are like one or two people that after a while we kind of like never invite them in the group as much. You know who I'm talking about? There's only one guy that we slowly
Oh.
the one that always sleeping one.
Yeah.
I don't think he watches this so it's fine. Yeah.
Sadly, yes.
So what was the context? It's just the sense that he is not that hardworking, right?
I think he's just sleeping.
He can't be like I think it feels like he's always like
He
he
has
doesn't
other-
value add.
He has other priorities.
Yeah, he when he joined the group, he's trying to leech off, but he doesn't value add. Not say leech off lah. Like basically,
That's
you go in
his
like everybody is
style
like
lah.
roughly know what to do, but he's still like
What's going on?
What's going on? Hey, tell me what's going on. So it's like instead of like trying to figure out as a team and everybody have their contribution, he'll be what's going on? Yeah. Then what to do? You must tell him exactly what to do. Actually, I never really. You got work with him at a few projects. I think maybe at the start, cause you initially were quite close, cause you all were in the
one.
same hall, right?
Yeah,
Oops.
Wow, just review.
Yeah, nobody will. Nobody's knows.
Because nobody watches this. Yeah,
anyway.
nobody watches this.
Shout
anyway.
out to. But
Oops.
what were your impression?
Of what?
You suddenly
Awkward.
nervous.
Body language change already. Body language.
Oh, just the same as what you say. Just
Is there anyone else? I know there's also a story, the design project, the throw marble one.
Huh?
The plant design is throw 5 marbles one.
let's
Hey,
talk
that one
about
really,
that.
that one really can whack
Yeah.
Yeah. The context is
Just draw 5 circles.
yeah. You want to do a plant design,
Yeah.
like how you build the plant. So usually, I remember there are some parameters, like if you build this wall, this plant, you need to have like 2-3 safety meters. Then you need to design like walkways also. Then there are some like conditions, like if your way must be like 2 meters apart, cannot move here, cannot cross there, or so something along those lines lah. Then you also have to try to design it in a way that is optimized for the plants, like piping, so that you don't spend too much on pipes and stuff like that, right? And that's
layout
roughly
lah.
I
Yeah,
remember
it is.
lah. But your teammate just draw 5 circles and like this is plant A, plant B, plant C. Like
So some
component
context is
A,
that
B, C.
at that point in time, most people found a job already.
Oh,
So that's why to some people it doesn't matter anymore.
true.
So
Okay,
just
I get what you mean.
last part just
So he found a job already at that time.
sure
I think
lah,
so.
Yeah lah, most people
The M start with M1, right? The
I
company.
don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Actually, I didn't know who you're talking about
Also
until you
didn't
said
know.
M.
M, you know who already?
Okay.
Like
I
he
mean,
goes
until you
to-
said M lah. Yeah.
As he goes to the M company lah.
I
Yeah.
think not there.
Company M.
Yeah.
It's not there
Everything-
already. It's not
yeah,
there
yeah.
already. There's some like the fast consumer
I don't know.
No, it's not.
SFM
No.
CG. No.
No, it's not. Moving on.
Okay.
Moving on, yeah. Yeah, but it's
That's the
attitude lah.
part
It's attitude lah. That
Actually, now they mention this actually, it's not normal that a lot of people found job before they graduate. From my understanding, people at comms, this is almost unheard of. Like literally, people get results already, then they start looking for work. But
I think it's because also some companies they
Start the hiring process
yeah, I think
earlier.
the
right?
last year they
Guess.
already
yeah.
conducting interviews already.
Yeah.
Or internship.
But isn't
Yeah.
it weird that they like if your results is still, let's say at 4.01, I might end up being second lower. So but it doesn't matter at that time.
Doesn't matter because at the time it's competitive. Because all
Is it
majors
will
they-
it be like on the condition of you getting
Yeah. There's a condition. You
Oh.
must still achieve a certain grade. You cannot be like suddenly
Oh.
boom. But also a bit rare lah if they see your results.
Yeah,
The
usually
consistency,
last time
right?
shouldn't move too much lah.
Yeah. I mean they also look at overall ma. It's not just
Okay.
just based on the last year.
Yeah. Do you find a job before you graduate?
Went for interviews, yes, but don't think I got it until after I graduated. You remember we
Oh yeah.
we didn't go.
The interview.
Yeah, we
went-
were still going for interviews when we
Oh,
were
just
going
before
for
grad
grad
trip.
trip.
We had
Yeah,
we lost 2 days because we needed to attend the interview,
yeah.
which I
So
didn't get in anyway. Do you
I
get in
also
that
didn't.
one?
I also didn't get in. What? Actually, I can't remember what it was.
I remember what's mine. I still remember the
Oh yeah.
the whole interview process was kind of interesting. It's BT,
Oh, yeah.
British Telecoms.
Tobacco. Oh, telecoms. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Not tobacco. British. I think they do communications lah,
Oh yeah.
related stuff. Then yeah, it's like a management
Trainee role.
role lah. Yeah, and I remember everybody wore suit to go, and then they brought us in the groups. I can't remember, but there were times where they were basically make us sit together and have discussion. Then they will monitor. They
Like
watch
case study
you.
lah.
Yeah, they watch you.
Okay, that's quite common.
So everybody is like trying to, I guess, one up or like trying to show that
Showcase
they are smart or like good consideration. Yeah. And I remember the one part that I didn't do well was when they set a situation where you have a difficult colleague to work with. So basically the scenario is that they have someone role play as like the difficult colleague. Then I'm the person trying to talk to this colleague who has another boss. So basically there's some disagreement. So this colleague or this boss, I think he's a boss for another department. Like he don't want to listen to you, don't agree with you. So whatever I suggest, he's like, no, why should I talk to you? You're just a subordinate. Yeah. You want to talk, then ask your boss talk to me. Then I basically see like there's communication breakdown already. This person is not willing to engage. For me, it's like, okay lah, maybe I try and find another way. So in the end, they say that I gave up too fast. I was like, huh? I was like, and then if someone keeps saying, no, I don't talk to you, no, you will go and talk to them, no, right? So it was very weird. I find it very weird. I was like, so you're saying that my approach is strong? Then I was just like, oh, okay, I guess if that's like, I didn't know how you could try harder lah, unless you want to become aggressive. I don't know.
But I guess you were not the right fit lah for the company, right?
I wasn't. Anyway, they are based in Changi Business Park.
That's the other end of the island.
Yeah. So that day, I traveled all the way there.
Then you went to the airport?
I went home.
Oh.
Then I traveled all the way back to Changi just to go for our grad trip. And then grad trip, I lost my wallet. So
I thought you lost it on the way.
I lost it on the plane.
On the plane.
I lost on the plane. Yeah.
Yes, I was with him. Then
Then you lose your tooth
Oh,
in the grad trip. Okay,
Yes,
that's another
right.
story for another day.
you need to have another session for it.
Okay, another thing I want to talk about is you went exchange.
yes, I went
You
exchange.
didn't, right?
Didn't,
We
yeah.
both of us didn't.
Exchange.
Why didn't you go again? Is you feel like you wanted grades were more important?
I can't remember why. Was it
I know-
possible to go for internship and exchange?
It was
Yes,
possible
you
to do
can.
both, but
can.
actually you could have also
I actually
because
don't know why I didn't go there.
the difficult thing is that your exchange program, your modules you need to map.
I think that
over
was the
correctly.
problem. Yeah.
And only the good places,
The
most of
popular
the good
ones.
places, can allow you to map properly lah, so that you don't lag behind or like need to take extra modules. You map all sui, is it?
No, so I remember I went in year 3 Sem 2, right? Actually, most people will want to go in year 3 Sem 1 because that's when you can map the chemical engineering
There was
modules.
some heavier modules in year
Yes,
3 Sem
correct.
2, if I remember correctly.
So most people
Xiamen,
want to
right?
go in Sem 1, but I only went in Sem 2. So I actually I could map those general electives, I think, under the CN. Yeah, so that's how I managed to get
You
in.
went Sweden, is it?
Yeah, I went Sweden. So that was the best time of my life. I mean, really, if you ask me right now, or if anyone were to ask me right now, right? I mean, because I actually didn't do an IA, right? Unlike the two of you, right? So IA is industrial attachment, right?
Also,
6
you
months.
swapped it lah, right?
So
in a
most
way.
people did IA in the second sem, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like the two of you all, I
Yeah.
think. But I went for my exchange, so I actually gave up the chance to go on an IA, which I didn't regret. I mean, because
Yeah, you shouldn't regret.
I mean, on hindsight, I mean, you'll be working all the way for the rest of your life after you graduate. So, I mean, of course, internship does give you a bit of a better leg up, right, in your
it does
job
help you write
finding,
something
right?
better on your resume lah. That was my thought process also.
But the 6 months, or rather the 5 months in Sweden or in Europe, yeah, I think I took that chance to really take a break from school because, to be honest, I wasn't even studying as much. Like half the time I wasn't even in school in Sweden. I was traveling around. So
They don't care attendance, man.
no, they don't really care.
Okay.
To be honest, I still remember the exams that they have, right? It's 5 hours long. But I mean, it's a typical paper, right? So you just sit for it. Typically in NUS, we do it finish within 2 hours, right? But they just give
5
the
hour.
luxury of time to
Then
everyone. You can do
take a
5
break, go and
hours.
drink coffee.
No, some people actually bring in their lunch and their snacks and whatever, and then bring in and then eat while they do. And then so that's the very different education
Very chill,
system, very chill.
Yeah.
And in fact, I was even attending something similar to a master's course over there. But actually, I was coming from a degree course, right, in Singapore. But it's actually equivalent to their master's course. So I was actually interacting with those master level students. And actually, on hindsight, I think our education system here is higher than theirs. That's why we could actually match degree to master's. Yeah.
I see.
And I think it's quite chill generally over there. And then, I mean, even though there's 5 hours exam, right, I still finish it within 2 hours and I just left.
NUS style.
No, because I mean, I had to catch a plane or something just to fly off.
Your priority. Okay, I'm done.
My my priorities, yeah. I went all the way there, right? Of course, it's not just to study, right? It's also just to explore.
Your parents, as in, help you with the school fee and travel, everything.
Some, but some also deep from my own pocket.
Wow, my pocket got nothing once, yeah.
Yeah. So actually, when I came back, I had to give tuition, just to pay back, But I never regretted it, to be honest. And I think most students now.
I don't think people will regret exchange as much as I think for some places only, right? I think that time, what is that one thing? She went Hong Kong one, right?
I think still okay.
I remember it's like they're quite
correct,
stressful because it's like if you fail, they will
because Hong Kong
literally fail you.
Because
so
the standard is different because over there, I remember there's one module I attended. I mean, there were 11 lessons or something. I only attended one. And then I panicked on the night before the exam because I really didn't know much. Then I was just Googling and stuff like that. Then when I took the exam, right, I could probably only answer around half the paper. So I was actually quite sure I was going to fail that paper. But surprisingly, I passed. I don't know how. And some of my fellow students, they failed, even though they studied very hard.
So you just passed, can you?
I just need to pass to map the module over back to NUS.
Because it's not part of your cap, right?
Yeah.
Right, just need to pass.
Yeah, just need to pass.
If you fail, then you'll be a...
No, if I fail, then...
it's not considered...
It's not considered that you have taken this module. So you need to come back NUS. Take another module.
Take an extra module.
Correct. But somehow, miraculously, I did it. But yeah, that was quite interesting.
Do you regret not going exchange?
Now that he mentioned all this, then I remember why I didn't want to go for exchange.
I think it's your mom, right? Was it?
My mom was one thing, but also I just want to just
do well.
I cannot, as in, I think when I go there, I cannot disconnect. I cannot just
you really need to disconnect.
You're really destined to not life, but
that's why. I'll just be studying on it. It's quite lame, right? Go there just to study then.
Yeah.
And it doesn't count to your cap also.
I think my mom actually she got put aside money for me to do exchange. But I think first and foremost is I know that in the long run when I want to write my resume, an exchange wouldn't be as useful as 6 months.
Yeah, it doesn't add any value.
Yeah, and my results weren't good enough to get into the university that allow us to map properly. And I knew that I need to map because if I don't map, means I cannot do IA. Either that or I need to overload myself in one of the semester, which I know Cheong it's already very painful to take a fully what do you call that? A full semester with the
4 modules,
20 credits, right?
20 MCs,
yeah. But to take anything more, I feel like I cannot handle. So did I even apply? I think I did, but because I choose all the popular ones that you can map.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't get there. Just fuck it and do internship. My internship also.
What do you do?
Total chemicals. I don't know whether they're still around. Yeah, I do logistics. That's the only one that they offer I just take out. Quite chill one. Anyhow do. I remember I was playing Diablo 3 in office.
So that's what you do in IA.
It's like then nothing to do. Then the boss every week I talk to him. Then he just okay, you go and try experiment. Then I do already. Then he's not around. Then I okay then chill. Then got one French dude that I make friends with. Then, hey, chit chat. His father works there I think. Yeah. Then he got an internship here in Singapore. Yeah, we kind of lost contact already. But a few years ago, we still hang out. He came by Singapore. We still hang out for a while. But yeah, that was my internship. I didn't do much. But at least I can bull crap in my resume
Hey, you work there somewhere.
I'm like designing ideas for them. Okay, so one of the things that they were doing was that logistically it's like you have what are they doing? So they produce like plastic pellets.
Yeah.
Polystyrene, I think. Is it polystyrene?
Polystyrene is a white color thing.
The plastic one.
Yeah, the plastic. So they put it in bags and they put it in a pellet. Then they will pack it in I don't know, like six bags. Then they crisscross, right, usually. Then so they'll move it from one side to the warehouse or something. So they have a system where it's the forklift. Is it forklift? Will do one by one or so on. So the process is very manual. So they're trying to figure out whether there's a better way to do it. So I was trying to think of ways. So one way is like you can create like I basically come up with like custom design, like thinking okay, you can create like a mini train track. So the forklift will just fill. So one shot you carry all of them down rather than you one by one. Yeah. So I was calculating this then I was trying to figure out like any interesting ways to how does it? It's like whether you can stack 2 levels instead of stack 1 level. Yeah, I'm doing this kind of thing.
So did they implement any of it?
No, they love the idea, but I was about to finish an IA already. Actually, to be honest, I'm not very sure whether it can or not. Because like a lot of custom design work that I think will not be cheap lah. Yeah, so I was like, oh okay. They say, oh this one. Then I calculate. Oh, I can save like $200 over $1,000 a year, no? If you implement. Yeah, then I put that in my resume, no. Yeah, like logistically can save them a lot of money. Whether it really happened or I don't know lah. Yeah. So that was my internship. You with Exxon, right? Were you at Exxon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit. Internship. Internship.
Yeah. That's good.
You want me to beep it out?
No, it's okay.
He's proud to be part of it. Yeah.
But you did a summer,
You didn't do
right?
No, actually, I did, you remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
I did a
the
very
summer.
short summer internship.
Because that was like you popian, right?
Because
So
I was desperate. I mean, I came back in June, I remember. So I like 2 months.
Do something.
Then I managed to just email some random company. Then they say, oh, okay, we are looking for an intern. Why not you come? Then I just went.
What was the internship about?
It's some chemical company. I think basically they do some batch reaction stuff to produce those chemicals. I think it's blending or something. Can't really remember. But basically just to help out in the process, in the technical, do some reporting. I mean 2 months, how much can you do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think at least that helped me add to my resume. My pathetic
So that was
resume.
like, you like, it's 10
2
weeks?
months? Yeah, 10 weeks. Like that.
Summer internship.
Summer, just summer only. Yeah, because I needed to find something, right? Before.
It's quite common now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think nowadays it's quite different, right? I think most students now they can actually go for both
Both.
IA and exchange.
Even now, their first year is like not graded, right?
Not counted the cap. So that
Fuck, man.
got more room to
Yeah.
play lah.
Angry. I hear that angry. I work so much PTSD from the first year. In my first year was okay lah. I don't think I can get first class lah. But yeah.
At least the starting point not so stressful.
Yeah, at least ease you in lah. But to be honest, I think everybody will just chill. Actually, you can you choose whether you want the grades, right? Or is it just not counted? Like is it?
No, you can choose.
So if you do well, you still can.
Yeah, you
have
can.
it.
You can.
You can still chong for it.
Okay lah,
Or
then
you can just
people will
play
still
the
chong
first
one
year
lah.
away.
People will still chong for it.
Correct. But nowadays nobody wants to do engineering, right?
Chem Eng is fallen off.
Not even Chem Eng. I think most engineering.
No lah, computer.
I mean, except
engineering,
computing.
computer.
Yes.
Computer. Yeah.
That's like the
That's the most popular one
happenings place. If you all are to decide between working life and school life, which one would you prefer?
Wow.
Okay, so before I started working, I still remember because you remember I organized D&D.
Oh,
Yes.
that's your swan song.
Yeah.
now. Swan song.
Why my swan song?
The last thing that you organized, then you finished it.
Huh?
No.
No.
The last thing you organized, no man. D&D.
Yeah, that's the last thing.
Yeah,
lah.
last
So when I organized it, I remember at the end, we managed to find like some minor sponsor here and there. I can't remember who they are.
Was there?
There was some gifts.
got.
I remember there was we had some.
Yeah. And then I got some 1 or 2 sponsor lah, a few $100 lah. The school refused to sponsor zero. School sponsor zero.
Good job.
Fucking NUS. They sponsor $0. I go and ask the department. Go and ask around back.
You mean Chem Eng department did?
Nobody want to give money. They're
Not
like,
even
Chem
a
Eng, you're fucking year 4 student. Fuck off. No lah, they never say that lah. But I'm very disturbed that they don't support us, which I thought was like, walao fuck. Like, okay, never mind. Then, so basically, I remember that I gave a speech. At the end, I talked about, like this is like I guess like mark a new beginning or whatever, like it's too bad like school life is over. Now we have to all sadly go into the working world. Things will only go downhill from here. That kind of thing lah. Yeah, so I remember that was my perception. Like I feel like working life will be a dread compared to school life. Yeah. But I have to say my perception of this has changed lah. Yeah. I definitely enjoy my working life now compared to my 4 years in uni. I love my 4 years in uni, don't get me wrong. I think those are still valuable experiences. I appreciate the fact that I meet a lot of good friends. What do you call that? I learn like new things. Why you're awkward? Yeah, I guess like even learning about filming and stuff like that, all this is I got it through school, through NUS. Without NUS, I wouldn't have picked this up. Right. So in some ways I also kind of like I guess it shaped me who I am. it made me realize that I can actually work really hard if I want to. Yeah, and I can be very focused if I want to. Yeah, and I also know that just because I'm good in math doesn't mean I have to do math. I have to like it, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, I like science stuff, but it doesn't mean I have to. If I cannot do science stuff, means I'm a failure. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I appreciate NUS for all those things and I think main thing is the financial part Cause I think in NUS, okay, so financially during school period, my mom gives me about $300 a month. So she gave me $300. Initially I wanted to be more self-sustaining. Actually, I have zero savings from NS.
Oh my god.
Yeah, zero. Hey,
you
you're officer, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm okay.
But do you not work before you started uni or during uni?
I worked and then I went Japan.
Oh,
And then you spend it all. Then that's your choice, right?
Yeah, I have a very little savings So
Okay.
so at that time I don't have a habit of saving because for most of the time when I was growing up,
Solo.
I don't have enough pocket money to do much savings on. Yeah. And the things are like, for example, in secondary school, I like to play magic cards. So I just spend money on my magic cards.
My god.
But it's not like I spend a lot, you know. It's like compared to my friends, I don't spend a lot. Yeah, but 1 week, the time is like, how much was it a week? I think it was like $20 a week.
That's a lot at the time, right?
It's okay Yeah. So it's like magic cards, one pack is like $4, $5. Yeah. Then I think you top up EZ-Link is also that time.
Oh, top up easy. Oh,
I can't remember whether it was separate cash.
I thought it was student
But I
card.
feel like usually money is like I can barely. I mean, like I don't feel like I'm damn poor, but I cannot afford like saving up for things that I really want. Yeah, so I feel like I'm not given enough. I mean, you can say that surely you can if you every day eat grass or like don't eat at all, you can save up money. But like I want to eat I don't suffer. So in NUS, I remember I think I'm getting 300 a month. Yeah. During school term.
Yeah.
During school term. So when there's no school, then
nothing.
it got zero. Yeah. So during those summer breaks, I'll go and do part time Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. What was my point?
Yeah, what was your point? I don't know.
Comparing
You're
the
talking
working life and the-
yeah. So in that
financial
sense,
freedom. Yes.
yeah. Once you start working, like I can do a lot of the things that like I want to do Yeah. Like going for trips that I want to go. Like having that freedom to go Japan whenever I want, kind of whenever whenever I got leave right? Or like buying things I want, like my computer or games that I want to play. I don't have to worry whether is this enough or not. Yeah, I mean I feel like I'm in a lucky position where I'm earning enough to not worry about all these things and then still able to save somewhat. Yeah. For you, what do you think?
Same as you just that I realized I have no more time. That was the main difference.
One times kid.
No, not just about that. Even before the kid is
Work.
You cannot just be gone for a month. Last time in school, you have that blocks of 3 months of holiday, which now then I appreciated that. Wow, actually those were limited breaks.
Yeah.
After that, suddenly you have no more already.
The sense of 3 months break.
Unless you
between
take,
job
you take a sabbatical or something
Yeah.
Then now it's just forever but after I get used to it
Like I don't look back at the 3 months anymore. Actually, the 3 months sometimes I also doing part time, also quite sian. Do you do any part time work during
No,
your break?
I was studying.
Studying for what?
No lah.
Is that a study?
I don't know what I was doing.
I think watching anime Probably
Yeah,
watching
during-
anime and
Yeah, just wasting time.
you got play
Alright.
games during them?
God. Last
What
time
games
got
were you
games.
playing?
Whatever you all were playing.
No, you don't play Diablo with us also
Whatever I don't know Something I was playing something Yeah.
I know you all play like Terraria.
Yeah, that kind
I play Left 4 Dead, right?
Yeah.
We had a LAN party at.
I just can go
Neighbours.
and chill and stuff which,
Yeah.
now it's very rare
So but then overall you prefer work life or school life? School life a bit more carefree.
I think more carefree but also during school you always worrying about something also.
True.
I think different life phase.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. I agree. Yourself?
I think I prefer working life, to be honest. Because I don't think I really enjoyed, okay, maybe not the full part of it, but most part of it when we were under a lot of stress trying to study, right, for the Chem Eng. I mean, it's very stressful, right? There's project works in and out. We were working on studying weekends, doing tutorials.
Yeah.
I think after we transitioned to working life, I think there's a bit more free time in the sense, okay, at least at the start, at least the weekends is yours. I mean, okay, depending on the nature of your work, yes. And I think it's at least something that you can control, right? Because if you really think that your work, you can't take it anymore, you can always choose to take another path, right?
Yeah.
But in school, I mean, you probably want to finish up the degree, right? And then just hang on through it. So I think that's the difference. At least you have a bit of more choice in your working life that you can make. But of course, it also depends on the circumstance. Like if you have started a family, it's also different considerations. But at least I think you have more choice to make. You have a greater freedom to make the choice.
So do you feel that our chem engine course has prepared us in the sense of like because it was so Cheong back then that like now working lives we have it a bit easier in comparison? In
I
any
think
way?
depends the job, right? Like for mine, totally was underprepared. Regardless of how strong it is, the knowledge was not enough.
Yeah, like you were.
So the learning curve was still very steep for the job.
But it was, I mean, like because you have started, so like at least you have that foundation to pick up what's going on somewhat. I mean, versus you have zero knowledge.
You know where to find You know where to find
You know what to search for, what to look out for, what to ask also.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I applied zeros. Of what?
I can start applying.
Yeah, actually, but I'm kind of grateful. Like MINDEF gave me the opportunity to do internal comms. Cause without that, I don't think what I'm doing today will happen. Cause it opens up the door for me. Then I also was very curious. I was asking back then my ex-boss was there not a lot of people applying? Because it's like, why would you hire a chem engineer to do internal comms? Yeah. So he said no, actually a lot of people applied. I was like, made myself feel good. Ego boost. Yeah, I guess maybe interest and I guess I was asking the right questions. I like bring up the correct things during the interview. Yeah, there was also assignment. I remember there was an assignment that we had to do before the interview. Yeah, run some writing assignment. But yeah, I think do I miss the long breaks? Actually, I do miss them. But like you say, I think there are like also other worries, right? At the time. You're also thinking like, fuck, next time coming. And then like, oh shit, need to go through the grind again.
And you actually don't have that much money to do whatever you want to do during those 3 months.
You have time, but
just
you don't
time
have money.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. But we went for. Oh, you didn't join us the trip to Taiwan. We went for one trip only, right? I mean, other than grad trip and it's
in the middle of our 4 years, we went
cable
to Taiwan. Cable ski.
Oh yeah, we did.
The cable ski.
You didn't? Did you go?
I went. Yes.
I went.
I mean, just
that's super
half a day.
sunburn. I remember.
That was so shit.
The arm gone.
Yeah. Genting counter.
Oh yeah, I went Genting. Did you go Genting?
No, I think I was overseas.
Rachel,
I think Kelvin.
Wei Long.
I remember Kelvin.
Wei Long was it? Oh, I remember the sharing room.
Oh my god, the sharing room.
Okay, never mind. Let's talk about it.
I need to do push up.
Okay, never mind. Let's not talk. How about this story? This story is like a bit awkward, but yeah, we went Genting.
I think same for the grad trip, right? We also need to choose, right? Who to.
Grad trip was
was terrible. Somebody go and rig the room.
Marcus,
Sorry, sharing room.
Is it
somebody.
Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus.
I share room with who? I got share room with you, right?
Yeah, of
The
course,
last
we are
The
the.
one is the pair room, only two of us.
Was there?
The last.
No, I remember the motorhome we were with. The two ladies, yes.
Oh, okay.
And it was a very peaceful
Oh yeah, the other
night to sleep
motorhome
through.
was the friendship was tested.
So for context, we rented 2 motorhomes, right?
Yeah,
4,
8
4.
of us went
Yeah,
for the grad trip.
4.
Yeah, we're spending 90% of the time on the roads. Yeah, the grad
It was
trip.
very tiring actually.
Really tiring.
Just
It was
always
fun, right?
chasing
Interesting
something.
lah.
It was
Actually,
interesting,
good,
right?
Good experience. I think it was fun.
I don't think you'll do it through a motorhome again,
I
will
don't
you?
think so.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think I would.
You
I
would
think I'll
Not
do
so
a short
hectic
one,
lah,
2 day,
not so
3
hectic,
night. I
yeah.
won't do like a fucking.
We went 2
1
weeks leh.
And 2 weeks.
2 weeks plus.
No lah, but not 2 weeks on motorhome.
Oh yeah lah, of course. 1 week
About
lah.
1 week
week.
lah.
Yeah.
I think
Until
I'll
we
spend
spoiled
2-3 days maybe at
Until
most
someone
on
spoiled
motorhome.
Somebody spoiled the motorhome.
the roof.
Yeah lah,
The-
when we go to the 12 Apostle, then we, recently
one who
I went Melbourne, Great Ocean Road. I went 12 Apostle again.
Bad memories.
I went back to that same
the campsite.
town
campsite.
area. You know,
Oh.
the area that we have to
Stranded. We were stranded.
yeah,
is it?
stranded to wait for the motor
Oh my
home.
god.
The cafe, is it? The
spot.
cat.
Yeah, I think it was the same one. It's
the
this
cat.
place in middle roundabout one.
Yes.
Yeah,
big
correct.
roundabout. Yeah, I went by there again. Yeah,
Good memories,
Good
right?
times.
Yeah, we just digress again.
Yeah, digress again. So generally, working life better lah. At least for both, I feel. Like.
Yeah,
But UA is
No, it is like I got more money to do whatever I want to do. Just
yeah.
if you have the
Money
time,
really
like
helps.
mental health thing. Yeah.
mental health.
Yeah. Do you think that
Working too
people
long,
in
yeah.
our camp managing cohort generally are doing well? Do you know people who are not doing well?
Define not doing well. What do you mean by not
Struggling
doing
to
well?
hold a job or like getting
Not
jobs
really,
that are
what?
quite mediocre?
I do know less people are in the
Or I
oil
guess.
and gas fields. Yes,
Yeah,
that's why I know.
most people have
Left.
left.
Yeah. So that created like a gap, right? In some ways, like people in the middle are not there. Then the new people have no one to learn from. Is that an issue in the industry now?
Wow, sensitive topic. In a way, yes
Why?
lah. I mean, it is true lah. There's
Right.
less people joining, so just
So a lot of people shout is because the prospects are not good now, or is it just purely because of the last few years oil prices weren't that great?
I think it's just a general overview that is a sunset industry. lah.
Okay, because from what I also heard is that because of my job scope, I heard like when companies nowadays when you want to get funding, you get bank loans. Actually it's very hard to get bank loans for oil and gas.
Yeah,
Can't
a lot of
afford.
ESG concern. lah.
Yeah, a lot of the ESG concerns. They don't want to fund something that is not considered.
Not
Not
clean
sustainable.
for the
Yeah, not
environment.
sustainable.
It's the,
yeah.
it's the new team really.
Yeah, so yeah, you can really see that on the ground things are really changing. I think I'm more aware also lah because now I'm part
Correct.
of the
Yeah.
industry sort of.
Not every company is trying to be sustainable in some aspects. At least.
Yeah, it's quite funny, you know. Like I hear from one of my colleagues, my boss, not my boss lah, the boss of another section. Then she was sharing like when she first started all the sustainability thing, nobody gives a shit about her. Everybody thinks she burden. Go away, don't disturb my work. But now people's like, tell me what am I supposed to do? Like? Everybody's damn cooperative now because it's all part of their KPIs, ma. Yeah, so the attitude has changed a lot, lah. Yeah, maybe you can earn off by sharing. What is the advice you would give? If someone is okay, maybe should set context. Advice to who? Okay, we
Students.
start off with
Students.
New students
New.
new students.
as in new like after graduation
Just finished graduation.
JC.
I don't know whether any of them are listening.
Yeah, lor. Probably nobody listens, right? Anyway.
Yeah, nobody listens.
No lah. Whoever he wants to set. Who?
Yeah, maybe like
Fresh grads
Okay,
lah, I
so
think.
so do you think that you will dissuade people from studying chemical engineering? I mean, there's still a lot of
Yeah, it's not just about oil and gas.
Yeah, it's not just about oil and gas, right? Pharmaceuticals, semicon is still a big industry. Actually, a lot of chemical engineers are going there now, right? My understanding, semicon.
Yeah, correct. It's not all just oil and gas.
Yeah, pharmaceutical. What else?
So,
That's it.
chips lor.
Three.
Is this semicon?
Semiconductor chips, yeah.
Yeah.
And food processes, food science. All those need
Science.
chemical engineers.
Biomedical?
Medical.
Not so much.
Not so much. I mean, not the devices. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Any advice for people who are applied chem eng? Yeah.
But it's still relevant. If I feel. I mean, don't just look at oil and gas. And it really depends on what you like to do. Lor. I think
Yeah.
that's the most important.
Actually,
I
true.
mean, if you have to go through
Yeah.
it, just go with an open mind lah. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the 4 years, you don't have to go into those 3 industries we mentioned, right?
Yeah.
You can always be like Kenneth and go into something totally different.
Totally different, and then woohoo, goodbye engineering degree.
Yeah,
I find it always very funny to tell people that I'm from chem eng.
people be
People are like,
surprised.
huh? What? Like they cannot believe it. Yeah, I guess sometimes I do use it like a badge of honor because I worked so hard for it, right? So I also feel quite proud that I still able to graduate with a second upper. Yeah, it's like really 4 years of cumulative work. Yeah, that's something that I feel like I can be quite proud of it lah. Yeah. So when I tell people I'm from chem engineering, usually it's a small flex. Yeah, I feel I use it as a flex. Yeah, like hey, you know, by the way, as a creative guy, I'm a
Engineer,
Yeah.
chemical engineer.
I never saw myself as a creative person until like maybe when I graduated or just before I graduate. Yeah. Then I started making videos more. Yeah. Then I started to accept that, oh, actually, I can be quite creative also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the HR module, you're creative. Right?
Yeah, lor, that's the spark that leads to pure production. Lor.
Okay.
That's the HR module. Too bad
My
the
God.
video cannot never see already.
Hey, where is it? It's in your YouTube.
Amos
isn't it?
uploaded, then I think he hide it or
Oh
privatized
my
it.
god.
Then we lost that's the best acting. Remember? You also act with me. Then what was the line? There was this line, I don't know. You're supposed to be damn angry with me, right? Then you want to fight with me. We did it like a... Shatter came for the last episode. Shatter was saying like, he said he liked it. He said it's like The Office. Like sitcom.
Oh.
Like the camera, like act like it's a...
Was it Amos who filmed it?
Yeah, maybe Amos
it's
filming.
you need to find him already. He's like off the grid.
No, I don't know lah. Never mind lah. There's a once I find a video one day I might share it again. Yeah, that was quite fun. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the podcast. This is what time? I think this is the latest podcast that I've ever done.
Really?
Usually I do in the day one.
Oh.
Yeah, because the lighting not very good. Now I have two new lights. I hope the visuals are a bit better. It does look brighter on my end. Your side.
I look very bright, I think.
No lah, you look okay. You look great.
Good.
But,
Cheong is like,
yeah.
okay.
You have any last words?
Last words.
I don't have, so.
And that's all for the podcast. Shout out to these two awkward dudes. Y'all got any socials that y'all want to
Socials.
Social.
Your Instagram handle.
Oh, don't need
follow
this.
you on TikTok. So jiggle.
Sorry, we're not Zoomers. We are millennials.
I'm just a baby. You don't follow TikTok. Okay, now I'm talking to
Sorry,
talking to
different
two boomers.
generation.
Okay, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Bye bye.